all up here. Fuck, my thingy glitched. Yep, there we are live. Hello and welcome to ERL's Wally Neal F1 season. Today it's round 3 and we're at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Today we'll be having a short qualifying with only a 50% race, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just getting underway for the quali right now. 19 people are in this race today, so hopefully we should see a lot of battles here at definitely a high-paced street circuit. And so now we're just loading in. And everything looks good now. I might need to pull up this for my phone because it just doesn't seem to be working on here. There we go. So we do have the first car coming out, which will be LLCC. We'll sit on board with him on his first lap. He just came out of the pits. Everyone doing it slowly, but there is a Ferrari that's pulled out ahead. We'll go on board with them then. And it will be Jake in the Ferrari. Watch him first, let's see what he can do. I got nothing about this track. Haven't done any research on this track unfortunately, so not got anything. Don't even know any corners. Anyway, let's get this qualifying on the way. As I don't even know what times we're looking for here. Hello DMC. You can see in the chat now. That's working. Everything seems to be working. Thank God. So now he comes around the final corner. We'll wait and see now. Puts on the ERS into the halt mode. DRS and ERS flying. Surprised he didn't deploy a little bit of ERS on this straight, but maybe choosing not to as you've got many more straights to do it on and longer straights as well. 3 DRS zones as well here tonight. So we should see a lot of DRS games first of all, and also a lot of overtaking down the straights. Anyways, going through this first sector it's a very tricky sector to get right here. As he looks like he gets through there fine, he's going to be in the... She's putting out a 32.8 here. Look nice and clean through there. Coming into the big right hand on now. It's not really a straight, but it's a place where you put the power down on the car, shifting it down to 5th gear and try just absolutely flying it through there. As now he's got a big old straight with a helping a DRS into the start of the 3rd sector here. It looks purple now because he's on the car. The rear end getting a little bit loose there in that corner. You can see DMC cheering on Curly. Evening ship as well. Into the last braking zone, a hard one. He's still got a lot of deployment left. He's going to deploy it now. Opens up the DRS. Going to take the shortest line as well. He's got none left. It is a 128.7 as the first lap down. Which looks like a great lap. Who's coming next over the line? It is LLCC. We did miss Mr. Fassi. He's not So he only gets up to third. Iron Kid as well behind there. So we'll try and get into that McLaren. It's not Passy, it's Man's Not Bob. He's put it in pole for now. So we're jumping around. We'll actually stay on Passy for his lap. As there's yellow flags in that last sector, I think it's just one of the Astons probably getting out of the way. He's probably invalidated his lap trying to get out of the way, not get a penalty for the start of this race. As you know, the F1 game can be a bit iffy on its penalties sometimes. But Passy looking decent through here. Not using as much batteries as I thought. It's a pile up in turn 1 there. Just have no, I think it was just Marshall coming out of the pits, making sure he doesn't get in anyone's way. Especially with everyone being on track trying to put in a lap right now. But VDV, he's on top of the timings. Not by much though. It's now Passy coming through the last sector. It's a 29 or 129 gets him up to 7th place. As we'll jump back to see anyone else on a lap. We'll sit on board with Appledorn. He's on a flying lap right now. Got a lot of battery to use. Decides to switch it off. Probably keeping that last deployment for the last half straight as well. Deploys it now. I'm not sure if you can cut that error bit there and get away with it, but it is a 29 up to 7. A bit of deja vu there for me. As Josko's the next one to put in a lap here. I think he's backed off. It really does look like he has backed off. And I won't be surprised if he does peel into the pits here, as he does have 2 cars in the way. He does peel into the pits. So we've only really got 3 more people on this. I don't know if Rapid's putting another time. Usually you only use the softs for 1 lap here. As Bahrain, I've struggled with tyre wear around here. I'm not sure if these boys will be tonight, but that's one thing about here that I do struggle with. So we do see Marshall coming through the first sector now. Yellow flags flashed up there. I think it's for the last corner. I think it's just some people plodding along in low fuel. But I mean, if Marshall can stay with this guy, person in front, he's going to get a nice help slip. He's also going to get that dirty air. Hopefully the Red Bull, the car in front, understands and gets a little bit wobbly there, but he's out of the way, doesn't impede, and I don't think he did impede. But turns off the battery, just keeps it in medium. He's flying it through here, a lot of commitment. Absolutely getting the car turned as much as possible, but keeping the pace here. As I think Rapid actually went on for another lap, unless he's jumping in. I think we'll see most of the cars in front jump in. His teammate Dan in front of Marshall, maybe he's going to get a little help with the slip here. As I'm pretty sure Rapid actually did continue onto his lap, puts it into P3 right now. Marshall into P8 with that lap. Very impressive. So I think the next one will be Carley. We'll sit on board with Carley right now. It's a really good first sector by the timing wise. But it's saying it's a purple sector. But I'm not really sure if that is. That could be wrong though. Let's see what cars are still out on track for Ryan. I think he'll be jumping into the pits if his tyres are 3 laps old. Not got the grip for a faster lap. Is FCT's retired? Has he crashed in the first sector there? He may have just clipped that little left-hander about the 3rd corner really. It's easy to do. And when you try to push the cars to the limits, it's easy to do there. But Curly now, watching the end, he's got a lot of battery to deploy. He'll be deploying it all the way to the line. No fuel, it's a 130, which is good enough for P11 right now. We'll jump over to Dan Dan, who's on the end of his lap, catching everyone at the end of their laps. As now he's got no deployment left. And he does manage to do a 1:29 that's good enough for P7. So I'm trying to have a look here. Lange just getting out of the way of people. It's going to be something people have to deal with really here is traffic on their quali lap. As there's not really that many spaces you can really duck out of the way for the car behind. But everyone looking decent so far, getting through there nice and smoothly. Now fixing, I just cannot see anything. Hold on. There we go, I can see it better now. So watch LOC on his second flying lap now. On new tyres. I'm hoping these are not old tyres. Unless the old tyres do work around here. That is, yeah, it's just a glitch in the game. It's now Ralphie retires, and I think he might have done the same thing as FCT here. Over the car gets off the track. It's not stuck there. It looks like it's been dealt with and it's out of the way, but I think a lot of people getting caught out of that one particular corner because there's two drivers just DNFing at that corner. Pretty sure Marshall has improved up to 8th now. I've just seen him on the timing board. We can see LOCC 7 tips up in that first sector. Really, with that first lap, probably just not got it cooked as Marshall now retires. I wonder what's happening, what's going on with that corner, because it's caught out now 3 drivers there. I wonder if they just trying to take it too quickly, or something else happened. But everything does seem to be fine so far. This LOC's really dragging the Alpine behind them. I'm trying to see, I think it's only Mr. Fat. No, it's Mr. Fassi because Metal Mike is in the pit, so Mr. Fassi getting the biggest toll you can imagine off of there. But I don't think improves. I wonder if they just invalidate the laps or just no improvement. Could be good, but Josko gets onto pole position right now. We'll scroll through the list, we'll go on to Iron Kid. You can see your message there, Ship. Giving credit to Jake, you know. He does drive in 3 different racing games, so to be competitive on all 3 is pretty amazing, but I don't know, he'll try and clip this somehow and use it against me. Well, as we do see Iron Kid, no deployment, so he's went into straight in back into the pits. So try and catch someone else. Maybe one of the Ferrari boy or Red Bull boys. Ferrari? Oh, we're looking Ferrari for me to say. His pass. And his on pad and up. That's my mic just cut out. Got his on pad, but Passy comes back into the pits. Looks like it is the Mel Mike in the pits. Jesus, looking at these cars. Josko. Right, Josko's the only Mercedes, that's the only car. I think Rapid's coming around the final corner, but he's invalidated his lap, so go down to one of the Haas drivers. He's not on a lap. Is it VDV on a lap then? Or Lange? Lange already using so much battery back there. Wokey's already validated, but it's already on 6%. That's not the most you ever see. There is a yellow flag back here, and we can switch back to Brian. I think he's clipped the wall, and has he lost a bit of his front wing? Or he just might be out of fuel. It's one of the two. But not that many people going on for another one. I think we'll go back on board with Curly, as he is one of the only people doing another lap here. As everything, we'll see him through these couple of corners, try to get it right. You don't want to go on the power too early, but you need to sometimes for the quicker laps around here. But it looks nice and tidy through that section. 3 temps up on his lap already. That will get him into the 129s. Now he powers onto for the second DRS he's going to get on this lap. Power and in the back straight. As he comes around the final corner to go onto the pit straight and use up everything he's got after that last corner. As I think Dan's improved up to third. See Curly improves slightly, but he does get into the 129s. Well, just lost a bit of time through that last sector. As now we're getting to that 2-minute mark, we'll see most of the cars jumping out. If they're going to do another lap, they will jump out now-ish. I think it's improved by nearly half a second. Sorry. He's powering to there. No more deployment. He does improve his time. Something good enough for P19, showing you how strong this grid is. Finds massive improvement. He doesn't get it. Did Appledorn just finish his lap? No, he's on the lap. We'll stay on board with him because he's got to try and weave through this traffic. Looks like one car does get out his way quite favourably. Jeez, I'm just slipping up over my own words here. But he has that block of cars in front of him, the free box, but he's already invalidated his lap, so I'd imagine he's going to be saving up everything. Don't see Dan going for another lap here. Is one of the Ferraris? Oh, I keep calling the Red Bull Ferraris. What am I doing? This Curly, I think, valid. He's back into the pits, so he's out of qualifying now. There's not enough time to refuel the car and get going again. But I think that's VDV. We'll sit on board with him. Curly retires from the session. I think I was right with that statement. So we go now on board with VDV on his final qualifying lap. I'm trying to remember if I think is Jeddah one of the tracks which is very bad for track cuts. Hi, I can see you in the chat here. It's seeming this. Whoa. As you can see, the rear of VDV's car nearly stepping out multiple times there. But still improved through that first sector somehow. Really putting as much, really throwing the car about, I should say, around that sector. Leaving nothing on the track. So I'm trying to think of anything. As you can see, everyone's on the final. Is that McLaren at the back? Does improve in that middle sector, fastest in the middle sector. I think that was Passy just crossing the line. He was the first to cross the line. Pretty sure he improves up to P11. Great improvement. So now he comes into the final corner. What can he do now, VDV? Power into the line. Can he find the time to get on pole? He improves his time, but up into fourth, that's the only place he can improve. Look, Man's Not Bob, can he improve on his time? And he does, and it's a 128.0. As Josko, the man that was chasing him, can he set a better time? He is in the 127s. Anyone behind him? I think it's Iron Kid next across the line. He's good enough to prove to P7. As now Rapid's going to come up to this line. He does improve up into P3. As I'm trying to get everyone in this last bit. We'll go on board Appledorn. Doesn't seem to improve. Jake improves up into P5. And I think it is Brian on the last lap, but he's invalidated. So that will be it for Cole. My pit is absolutely cutting out, sorry about that. But it is Josko in pole position for a really impressive 127.9. It's now we need to wait for the animations and that to get finished. As I'll run through the grid after the session will finish. And this should sell for a really close race, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if anyone could win that. But it is Josko in P. Followed by Nan's Not Bob, then Rapid in P3, Tandan in P4, Jake in P5, VDV in P6, Iron Kid in P7, Fassy in P8, Marshall in P9, Ralphie in P10, Appledorn P11, Passy in P12, Curly in P13, Metal Mike in P14, FCT in P15. Oh god, what was the rest? We did get down to Metal Mike, but we couldn't do the rest. I think it's FCT in P15. I'm having technical issues as well, I hate it. Just I'll run through here. FCT in P15, Lange in P16, Brian in P17, LLCC in P18, and Wonk in P19. So I'm just gonna have a little look at the race director. Everyone seems to be on the mediums so far, but you know that's gonna change. People will change their strategies the last minute as well. Not try to give anything away about their strategies. As I'm trying to think here. Can you do the one stop at Jeddah medium hards? I think you could. I'm pretty sure you can do it around here. I mean, we'll get confirmation when they're going around on their warm-up lap, if you can. But anyway, when we get going, I haven't actually checked. We start in about a minute's time. That's when the formation lap will get going here. So we are now on the way here. Now, let's have a look at these guys on what tyres they're on. It does seem like most of the grid is on mediums, except from 3 outliers and Appledorn, Metal Mike, and Wonky, all on the hards, while everyone else is on the mediums. So I think, Jesus, pardon me. I think it will be a race swapping from the mediums to hards, and for them vice versa. Be interesting to see how this plays out with safety cars as well. You never actually know. I haven't seen the graphic up about the pit stop strategies, but I believe it's going to be a one stop. Don't see it being more than a one stop here. Maybe for damage? Yeah, I guess if it's for damage, yeah. It's now that all the boys line up. So you do see Josko getting to his start position, but there's only some people really just starting the third sector here. So you can see the gap on him. He's not really, doesn't really want to wait around. He just wants to get in that starting position, get this race going as quickly as he can, but don't think anyone else behind him wants to be as quickly as he wants. I'm interested to see the start here. It's all about getting a really good, a really good second phase on this start. As it's only a little, it's a short. I can't speak right now. It's only a short run to the first corner. So now we see. Don't know why man's not box ghosted, but it's 5 red lights now. And away we go. It looks like a good start from Josko, but I think it's not the best start from Man's Not Bob. Has already been overtaken by Rapid, but he has that inside line, covers it off nicely. So Jake going for the move up into 4th as well. I've seen into background. Everyone else, it does seem like, trying to look at everyone, there's already yellow flags, and I think it's Passy. Has he lost any of his front wing? No, he hasn't, but I think Lange has. No, it's not Lange, is it? I've definitely seen a front end plate back here missing. It's not Wonky. I wonder who it is from. I think we'll see from whoever's pitting in first, but already Josko breaking that second gap. He's used a bit of battery just to break that second already. After all, it's new rules. It activates, DRS activates next lap anyway, so. But Man's Not Bob reels him back in a little. I think Jake's already looking at a move on Rapid. Just gotta remember, it's a long race. He doesn't want to burn out these tyres too quickly. But I think he will sit behind Pure. Probably, if he is going to go for it, it'll be this one. As you can see, Rapid going very deep into that. Gets a decent launch out the corner, but Jake doesn't bother. He's got to burn a lot of battery though, just to make sure he doesn't get a good run on him. So everyone looks like they're in one by one, I think. Curly getting past Appledorn there on that straight. No one pits, so maybe it was just my imagination of that front end plate missing or getting chucked around. Everyone holding on to DRS, except from the little breaks between Curly. I wonder if it's Metal Mike. The front end plate. He is missing that front end plate. That wasn't crazy. But Marshall looks very close to Fassy here. Sit on board with him. Just looks like Fassy pulling away. Maybe it's just, maybe Marshall got a little bit more downforce on than most other cars around him. He did seem to gain a lot in that first sector to Fassy. So we do see VDB going very wide, and now Fassy's going to have a go at him here. DRS and the ERS is probably burning a lot, or he burnt it, helping him there. Because I think Man's Not Bob does get into the lead of the race so far, but I think he's going to get basically attacked from everyone behind him. As they go side by side. Rapid taking that outside line, absolutely sends it, but I think he cooks it too much. And I'm sure Jake will try and get onto it, but he just spins the rear wheels there and nearly loses the car. So they all hold suit again. The positions from lap 1. So now they make their way around for lap 3 of this race. So Sutton Massey again chasing down VDV. I'll have a look around, but Wonky already in the pits. Probably to get rid of damage. Brand new set of mediums for him. And I mean, if anything we gotta go off of is qualifying, then we have seen 3 cars already crash out here. So I wouldn't put it past him. As Massey already touching the wall there, a big slam, but nothing missing from his front wing there. I know that's a corner that I struggle with as well. It can really hurt your front wing the more times you hit it. Everyone looking good so far. So we'll jump actually these guys are the front runners. Just wonder if they're all holding suit fast. Well, Rapid's got less fuel, so does Jake, so they'll probably won't mind sitting in this little DRS train. Definitely don't think they would mind it at all. But Grandin losing out in DRS here. I'll make sure he doesn't. It's now the first penalty comes out for LLCC, and I think this is going to be a survive of the track limits by anything. So Appledorn now gets past Ralphie, and I wonder if Ralphie was one of the people to crash out in qualifying. I was just wondering if he's missing any damage on his front wing. Looks fine just now. Brian now picks up a 3-second penalty. Nothing of note. But VDV has lost DRS to the car in front. And I think it will be coming under pressure from Fasu right now. Does seem to be struggling in that set of corners, but I think he's done enough to get back in the DRS. He has. Should let him survive for one more day. So we get back to these guys. We're still on board with Rapid right now. As LOCC manages to get past Lange. Seems nothing doing for these guys to really gain. That's probably down to the dirty air and everything. Really fighting at the top 5 in a little DRS straight. So nothing doing for them. They're not pulling away as much from the pack as I thought they would. No, I just wonder if this place is... I thought this was going to be somewhere you can really overtake, but by the looks of it, it's just a bit of a struggle to get overtook or to overtake around here. Going back on board with Manzanar Bob, still trying to chase him down. Slanky's now in the pits. I think he's picked up damage from somewhere. Difference between the both of them for that corner as well. So you see speed difference on the DRS. Just go get a better exit out there. Allowing them to build that gap. Spike just seems like he can't do anything. I think Corley does get past Ralphie, just struggling a little bit on these medium tyres. I think that's because, no, he's not missing. I'm having a fiasco with these endpoints. I'm saying that everyone's missing an endpoint here. Just looking at that gap, Jake closing up to the back, but Man's Not Bob's let Josko get away here by nearly a second and a half. I wonder what mistake he's made here. Passing now picks up a 3-second penalty. Sorry for that. He's getting bombarded by a dog. So got such a big gap already. Jake's trying to make the move already on Rapid, but pulls out of it, tries to go the switcheroo there, doesn't manage to get it, but he's right tucked in the back here, so is Iron Kid as well, so both looking left and right. Jake just sticking his car in that inside to try and spook Rapid there, but doesn't flinch, doesn't bat an eyelid. It seems like these guys are really struggling a little now, I think. VDV, and they're switching to VDV, but Rapid now, the 3-second penalty. So I just wonder, I think it's just the dirty air, because Man's Not Bob's now closing back in on Josko. But yeah, I think that's going to be a common issue if you're the car behind. Even if you had that DRS, but the ERS better, it's just that dirty air through some of these turns, just not giving you the best power for it. So now Ralphie gets a 3-second penalty. To have a look back, anyone closer than these top three? There is Mr. Passy on BVD. It's even allowed Dan is now in this DRS train. Holding on by a thread, but still in this DRS train. Iron can try to pull away from him a little there. We'll have to wait and see. Dan just holds on again, burning a lot of battery to make sure he holds on, but I don't think he actually did hold on. As we do see VDV straight into the pits. So maybe my one stop of this race is null and void now. Maybe it isn't a one stop. I don't think Fassy or VDV thinks it's a one stop. We'll go back on with Man's Not Bob, just try to chase back down and get that 1 second gap really. Pardon me. It's a nice couple of corners there. Hangs with Josko in that first sector. You can really see actually they're over 1 second slower than their fast. Man's Not Bob is over a second slower than his fastest time. Well, maybe these tyres are just falling off a cliff here. And maybe I just underestimated actually how much wear and tear you get here. Just got pulling away a lot there. Using probably a bit more battery. Rapid looks like he's all over the back of Man's Not Bob. There's that DRS. And these guys are going to go side by side. Is Rapid just going to get the move done? I think he is going to get the move done. But Rapid leaving the inside open a lot there. Yeah, has hampered to his exit. But now Man's Not Bob's got the ERS and the DRS, and I think he'll just pass. Yeah, he'll just pass him right back there. Looking there, Mr. Fassy. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong driver. So Mr. Fassy and Dan going through the first couple of corners side by side there. And I think Mr. Fassy does make the move up into 6th place. They've lost the DRS with the cars in front, and now they're starting to battle. It's Josko now. I think he's went off somewhere because he's dropped way back. He's tapped the wall there. He's got that whole sector running. Look how punishing it is. As I think Rapid's going to overtake him. Falls down from 1st to 3rd place in a matter of corners there. wonder what happened. I think he just went off here. It's now Jake's having a look down here. He's got the outer line here. Oh, he gets the car a little bit squirrely. He picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. LOC now picks up another 3-second penalty, I'm pretty sure. He does get past, but he did hit that corner. The game, it's not telling to give him the possession back, so I think the game's happy with the overtake just over the corner cut. So go back to Rapids here. Just closing down on Man's-Not Bob. Scarbs a little battery, Rapid. Man's-Not Bob just slowing him down, making sure he doesn't get a better exit. As Josco now gets past us, now cheats into the pits. So he's went for the pit stop now. I just don't know with these guys. I generally don't have a Scooby with the strategy here as guys. It's VDV now coming over the line. Gets the takes the fastest lap. He's been on these mediums for only 2 laps here. He has jumped Jake in the pits. Jake onto the hard tyres now. So it's interesting to know the undercut he's got just from pitting and getting those fresher tyres for 2 laps. It's just really made a world of difference. I'm trying to see anything else. Sit on board with Marshall, who's chasing down Appledom now. So I wonder if these mediums are just losing a bit of touch now. It's now Wonky gets a 3-second penalty. So we should actually look at Appledom. He's probably got the fresher tyres than these guys in front of him. I know they're both on 9 laps old, but I think there's now, is that Passy in the wall? I did see him yellow flag back here. It's everyone now from the top 5 reacting, I think, to Jake coming in. We do see Jake coming over the start finish line, and I think he's going to really jump these guys. He has really jumped these guys. It's him, a net P1 here. Those guys are just coming out the pits. About 2 seconds. It's roughly how much he's gained on them. As Rapid now gets past Man's-Not Bob, but these guys are fighting for the sector. It's going to allow Jake to spread his legs a little bit better. As Man's-Not Bob still holding that through there. They were out the pits about only 2.2 behind Jake. It's definitely giving them about a second, as we do see Josco going a bit wide there. As Mr. Fasty's now joined them here. Not quite how, but I think BDV is in the net lead right now, but I think he's got to make another pit stop minimum. I think he went from medium to medium, if I'm not wrong. But I don't even think these hards, maybe they can. I think they can actually. It just might be about them get those guys behind working together and trying to get back up to you a little bit. So Iron Kid's dropped already a second behind Rapid and Man's-Not Bob. But he's going to make that time as these guys are playing a bit of the DRS games here. Parks on. Marshall in the pits now. Rapid's going to come out with the ERS and DRS. Going still side by side. Man's-Not Bob holding that inside line, not letting him go down the inside at all. He manages to keep the position, as now it looks like yellow flags are out. I wonder if it's probably for the Red Bull of Brian there. Everything seems to be chopping and changing. Appledom still going long on these hards, as well as Metal Mike as well. Yeah, he's still going long on these hard tires. Probably one of the better tires at the end of this race. Sainz has dropped back out the DRS. Interesting to note. Burned a lot more battery than the two in front of him. But Jake's still got to save a bit of fuel, so does Rat. Really wondering how much can they save. Now Jake's hunting down VDV. He is bringing that gap down ever so slightly every lap. As we do see Appledorn continue, I think he would continue on now. He does continue on. These two don't seem to want to leave each other alone. Try to go to other people, have a look at their current situation, but these two not really wanting to leave each other's side, really. We do see Curly getting past Ralphie there. Nothing doing in the end between them. I want to go back here and jump back to Curly, who seems to be chasing down Mel Mike. Tyre differential proven dividend, but Mel Mike still trying to hold on as long as he can. Holding up Curly a little there. You can tell by the exit speed, and Mel Mike has lost a lot of his front end plate. He's going to hold that inside line, but Curly just sends it around the out, makes it stick there. I think that is game over for him. Unfortunately, it is. Those tyres must be absolutely dying. And I wonder when VDV. Actually, I check with the race here. Yes, VDV will need a pack again. He's on the medium. So it's going to be interesting to see what tyre he drops onto next. I definitely think he went in lap 8, 9, if I'm not mistaken. It's interesting to see what tyre he'll jump onto next. Appledorn jumps into the pits. VDV jumps into the pits. It's now giving clear to Jake now. He's still got a fuel save at one point. He's very much under the fuel limit here, so he's got to do it at some point. It's a real question, when will he do it? Or does he just hope out for a safety car at this point? Appledorn onto the mediums, VDV back out onto the hards now. I wonder if he's just going banking that everyone else has to stop one more time here. I think that's what he's going to do here. Eurohorse there. Appledorn now picking up a 3-second penalty. Seems like these track limits are catching people out. Jake does have that 3-second penalty as well. So his gap really between two mans, not Bob, is roughly about 1.7. But you know it's going to be, it'll come down gradually as this race goes on, just with the tyre difference. One lap seems. I just cut out again. I think one lap difference on those tyres has shown a lot here. So now I think we can see rapid fuel saving a lot there. So actually set on board with Iron Kid, it does look a lot closer actually here, and he's got the ERS and the DRS helping him here. He's going to go down the inside, holding that line, making sure it's firm. And in the end he makes the move stick there, gets past him. It's up into 4th place, maybe try usher them down the road here. I think we're going to go back to Appledorn on Dan Dan. Both on the fresher tyres behind him, Dan Dan, but he won't just wave you by at this point. He's going to just try and still hold it. It's not the nicest lines through there from Appledorn. It shows dividends as now VDV gets straight past him just for Mike going off track at one point. But VDV trying to hunt down Dan Dan here. As now Brian comes into the pits, puts on brand new hard tyres. powering down the straight now. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a move right here, right now. Look how much more power he has in the battery to burn. It does make that look a bit easy. Now Appledorn's got to try and follow him through, but with VDV overtaking Dan Dunn, it's going to give him DRS back up this straight. And I'm pretty sure Dan Dunn will not want anyone passing him. It does seem like that way he does stay behind for this lap. It's now FCT and Curly going side by side at it again. But it does seem FCT jumping into the pits, probably going to change tyres and go to the end on whatever tyre he puts on. So we are on lap 16 of 25. Yep, definitely Hurts can get to the end, so he's going to the end now. VDV really dropping Appledorn back there. Does seem like he's the quickest man on track now. I'm trying to see Ralphie actually. Does look like Ralphie on LLCC. Ralphie backing off, doesn't want to get caught right behind him. It looks like a better exit for Ralphie here on LLCC, and it doesn't look like it was much of a competition there. Just due to the different lines. Now Jake getting past his lab to car there. But he is bleeding some time now to the cars behind. Rapid not needing to fuel save anymore, so he can go for it. VDV pulling the fastest lap of the race. He is gaining he's gaining on 7th place now. As you can see how clean Manzanar Bob's taking that sector through there. Really pinpoint accurate. Marshall now gets past Iron Kid. Iron Kid falling behind a little there. I wonder if he's just made a mistake in that first sector. He's falling behind. Josko's already been dealt with. Langie's in the pits. He'll be changing tyres now to reach himself, I would imagine, to the end of the race. Reaches to the end of the race, but VDV already back up to 7th from his pit stop. You see Iron Kid trying to get that place back off of Marshall straight away, but that corner he's just not getting the best exit off. But we'll go back up to these two fighting for 2nd place on track. But I think that lap car's going to give Manzanar Bob a bit of DRS help, and it does actually. Manzanar Bob's not got that much battery to use here. Lange now picks up a 3-second penalty. I thought he's going to have to charge a lot of battery through here. But probably the best part of the track to charge the battery through. Brian now picks up a 3-second penalty. So now I noticed as well VDV nearly within a second of Iron Kid. He's clawing his way back up the pack, but I just don't think there's going to be enough time to the end unless these hard tires drop like a stone in water. It's just not going to be enough time. But it does seem like VDV's come back up on it. It's rapid. It looks like he's way closer now to the back of Manzanar Bob. It's burning about his battery. You can see the battery difference. Jake still needs to save fuel. It looks like very much a better exit for Rapid on that corner. He's way closer than he has been before. He's going to go to the outside, burning everything. Man's Not Bob's going to burn everything. I just don't think he's got enough. As he tries to go for the switch around, nearly loses the car there. But he gets up into second rapid. And I'm pretty sure his eyes will be set on trying to hunt down Jake. But he's got the car behind, as there is yellow flags on the pit straight. I think it's Wonky retiring in the pit box. Unfortunate for him. No safety car will be needed for that. As now these guys pressing on. But Man's Not Bob already dropping nearly a second, as Rapid seems to be absolutely pushing the limit of his car here. Dropping everything. This race might have shooken up a little here. So we'll come back to that in a few laps time as we go back to VDV, who is looking to try and get past these. About 3 laps difference in tyres, except from Marshall, who's in the middle of it. Flips the car in. Arrogant's not got a great exit out of that corner. And VDV just looks like he might just go for the overtake here. He does. LLCC has got a penalty, but I think that's Shosko trying to get his car spun round in the right direction. He has. No safety car. Doesn't look like they pulled one out here. Nope. No safety car. It's unlucky for Shosko the pole sitter as well. He seems to be just struggling with the tyres, I think, around here. But VDV has dispatched one of these cars. Can he get the next one on his list? On his little drive back up the grid, he's done the 2-stop. The others, I think, are going to stick to this 1-stop. I don't see them pitting in 5 laps time unless safety car does come out. Josko comes into the pits, probably get a brand new front wing on and repair any damage to the car. But it does look like Rapid's caught back up to him. He's caught up to Jake now. He still needs to save fuel at some point. It's interesting to see. Try and push to make sure he doesn't give him any DRS behind there. He doesn't give it on this strip. We'll give him on the next strip. Don't think he might have. I think he might have it here, you know. No, he doesn't. Jake surviving another day without giving DRS to Rapid. Onto lap 21 is the top 3, really going for it. So I think VDV now chasing down Marshall. Doesn't look like he has straight line speed to get past here. Maybe he's going to try and use the extra grip to make a move you usually don't through this first sector. But I think even Mr. Fassi just gaining a little bit of time. His gap was 6 seconds at one point. And now Jake gets another 3-second penalty. Which is going to drop him down into 3rd place. So he's got to be careful though that he's not fighting too hard here. Or he can drop down into 4th, I think. Stay up on board with Rapid. He's not going to make it. He's going to want to try and get past him. Probably just push on, get away from Man's Not Bob. But he seems actually just nailing every corner here, Rapid. I wonder when Jake's going to start fuel saving, because he's got to do it at some point. That's the thing, he's got to do it somewhere. Unless he's been doing the whole race. But we do see Fassi. Oh, he's getting hunted down here by Marshall. He's got the inside here, Marshall. He's going to hold it here, hold it. He's going up there, these guys going side by side. I wonder if VDV's going to try and split it. Nope. We'll sit on board at his POV looking at the two cars. Marshall just backs out of it in the end. As Jake has been already overtaken. Maybe wanting to use Rapid to give him DRS to help him with his fuel situation, I think. He's just really struggling, it looks like, with his tyres now. Is he already out of DRS as well? Yeah, he is. Showing you the 1 lap difference of tyre wear. So I thought he nearly dropped it there. Didn't look like he nearly dropped it and all. Hankins dropped way far back from these guys battling. He's just struggling with these tyres a little. Actually, we're going back on Man's Not Bob. It looks like he's going to be chasing down Jake again. He absolutely sent it in there. Man's Not Bob, so he did. He got the DRS back. Maybe it was a smart play to go deep. Stop Jake actually getting a good run out of that corner. Right, does sail past Jake now, up into second. I think he'll be looking at Jake taking a shortcut on the track. 10-second penalty has been handed out there. And he's not going to be a fan of that, because that drops him down behind Marshall in P6. I wonder if he just outbroke himself, struggling with the tyre wear. But we also did miss VDV overtaking Marshall. If they're looking to try and get Fassi next. I think Ironclad shouldn't know. Actually, he's got more than 10 seconds. He's got about 16. So it would drop him behind Ironclad. I think it's Appledorn Jake's got to worry about here. Roughly is about over, it's just over about 17 seconds back to Appledorn, so you could drop it even further behind now. Just with that 10-second penalty. I'm sure he'll have a look at it after the race and ask about it. I did think he was lazily cutting that. As there is yellow flags out ahead, and I think that's going to be for Jake here. He just seems to be really struggling. He's pitting now. And so is Brian pitting. What could have been for Jake, and he retires from the race. I think that 10-second penalty's killed him there. But he could have still got points if he just kept on driving. Don't know about that, I don't know, but VDV does actually get past as well. Fast saves, we're looking at Jake retiring in the race. So does Josko. He retires. I think he's hit the wall. He has no safety car. It's too late for a safety car now. I think, yeah, he hit it this sector. He spun here before. As I'm trying to look down the order, I think it's just these guys. Larger sit with these boys. And I think Rapid's pulling out the seconds here. Actually, let me just see how big the penalty is. It's only a 3-second penalty. He's made the gap there. And with not that many laps to go, he's only roughly got 1 sector and 1 lap to go here, Man's Not Bob. He's got to find over 9 tenths to the car in front. VDV gets a 3-second penalty. And all that climbing back, doing the 2-stop. That penalty's going to send him still to the back of where Marshall is. Unless he can find that 3 seconds somewhere. But Marshall going to have a look down here in the inside of Fassi. ERS blaring, doesn't have the speed for it. But I think I know why. I think Marshall's forgot about his fuel. He retired from the race after getting a 10-second penalty, and he was struggling on fuel as well. I think he'll be in the same position Marshall is right now. He's going to have to save fuel in the last lap of the race. VDV Fassi looking fine as well, but Mansell Bob's not gaining on Rapid. The gap's only grew on this lap. But Rapid's looking at his fuel. I don't know if he's over or under, or if he just has the right amount here. He's pulling this time out of the bag. He's still extending. So if he is struggling with fuel, I don't think he cares. Give a flying you know what about it. He's going to try and fly to the end before he even has to look at the fuel problem. I think he's on like second. I can see from Jake, he said he massively underfueled the car. I did think he did as well. But Rapid's going to come around the final corner. He's going to power to the line. I think he's going to take it. Mansell Bob's not pulled the time he necessarily needed to win the race, and even with the penalty, Rapid does come home to take first place. Then followed by Mansell Bob. VDV is going to drop down to only to fourth. Marshall did not stay within the 3 seconds of him, so it's Fassi in third. That is the podium, followed by VDV, then Marshall. Iron Kid pulls up in sixth. Into seventh to Appledorn. You would have run out. Oh no, Jake. What are you doing? Dan in P8. It's okay, your teammate still got P9 anyway, Jake. But it is FCT looking to come home to take P9 for Ferrari, who thought they might have had the winner there with Jake out in front, but sadly retiring just because he didn't have enough fuel. So FCT in 9th, Carly in P10. I think it's going to be Ralphie in P11. Come home to take that, and I think it's Metal Mike and LLCC to the line, but I think LLCC should be fine to the line. Comes home, but with a penalty, he actually loses. Mike's in P12. LLCC in P13 is Passy driving to the end as well. Sorry, coughing there. Passy in P15, and I'm pretty sure who's behind Passy. It was Lange in P16. I'm trying to remember this off by my memory here. Yeah, no, actually, Lange jumped up a position because Passy had the penalties. So Lange in P14, Passy in P15, Brian in P16, and Jake, Josko, and Wonky all retiring their cars. So that will be it for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix at Jeddah. For the next, for round 4, we will be at, don't tell anyone, please. Where are we? Oh Jesus! I should really do my research before here. We'll be in Mexico. So, thank you all for watching. Take care and goodbye.